fuels the excitement.
Ready for the face-off. Will Coletti has been tremendous as a freshman. Nate Hammond will give it a go here to start for Navy. Joe Amplo talked about his team, said all the face-off guys were going to work out together this week. They tracked all the face-offs. Whoever won the most the last couple of days of practice was going to get the first two, and Hammond delivers.
That's huge. There's a formula for the upset for Navy, and it starts with really 2-to-1 possessions in my mind with Army. But without that pole, he can't get in the gloves of Skalniak, and he makes him pay.
Skalniak picking up his 23rd goal, leads the mids in that category, make it 27 straight games with a point. And again, Evan touched on it. Top of the telecast, he's been a bit banged up. Opportunity there on the free chance. Scooped and scored by Reese Burek.
This is where Army's different offensively, in my opinion, Jason. They're explosive. They just are able to pick it up and get going. Reese Burek taking advantage of a loose ball off the face-off. Turnover caused. Ryan's out of position, and he puts it in the back of the net. Hammond actually gets the clamp. They have the ground ball, but you have to get it into the offensive zone. This is a physical offense in the riding game, and they're so good at just attacking right away.
After Navy takes the lead, Army equalizing 10 seconds later off goal number 20 for Reese Burek, junior from Fairport, New York. Yet Army coming in, winning its last 4 in a row, including a really impressive. This Army attack looks drastically more potent than it has in recent years, and Joe Amplo kind of telling us, you get the sense that they're kind of multiple as opposed to kind of sticking with one look. They can
healthy. This is a top 5 recruit in the nation 2 years ago.
Again, quarterback on Navy's football team the last couple of years, and again able to play lacrosse this year. See control there off the face-off for Army. Burek thinking about going. Opportunity now. Shot.
Touched on some of them because we had to, because the game was unfolding. But how they slide to Nick Turn, to me, is a storyline to watch throughout this one. And then Navy wants to attack in transition when they can, because scoring and settled 6-on-6 as they turn it over against this defense, a challenge. Flip side for Army, I think the first and third quarters in a rivalry game, but one where
pair of goals in 64 seconds for the Black Knights. And the first multi-goal lead of the game for either side. Control the ground ball here off the face-off to Navy. That's Augie Frett, senior out of Bellevue, Washington, getting it as the horn sounds to end the first quarter. Nate.
We're going to be so talented here that we can just roll the balls out and win games. We've got to be really a good team fundamentally and execute. So that's been the focus.
Now we'll spin you around here and have you drop in and enjoy some of this action here as we roll along. Do you like the view from up here? Normally you're on the sideline. You don't get to see.
We got Xavier Arline out here too, proving it.
Well, he's not as good as those guys in the gray uniforms, I can promise you. But it's a great sport. It's fast and physical. We got a lot of guys on our team that played high school lacrosse.
Awesome. Patrick Skalniak with his second of the game to make it a 1-goal affair here as Navy tries to creep.
The emergence of Morin, Johnson, and Burek has taken this offense to another level.
22 now on the season for Jacob Morin out of Auburn, New York.
Maturity and development on that side of things is equally as impressive as his game.
He had the assist on Morin's last rocket previous goal, and now gets his 31st of the season in the goal category. Again, Army's career leader in points and assists, knocking on the door of the top 10 in goals. Fishburne, our CBS Sports Network crew. Back to the faceoff where Nate Hammond's done wonderful work against freshman Will Coletti. But Army and Coletti take this one. 8-3 edge to start things off. Pontiac early in the second quarter. And now back to the faceoff spot here for Coletti and Hammond.
And as good as Army is defensively, traditionally, they are a bit down this year. We mentioned it, a lot of moving pieces, no Marcus Hutchins. So they are sliding a little bit more than they maybe would in the past, and that creates the opportunity for Navy. Goal every time out as a netminder to stop that ball from going in, but ones that Army should have had, he was one better.
And boy, Nate Hammond has just been doing such a strong job face-off wise, winning 9 of 14, giving Navy opportunities. Mids have coughed it up though 15 times, but they are as close as they have been since the start of the second quarter. And the last time we saw him live, it was not a great look. A couple of weeks ago against Loyola, he hobbled off the field. Again, been working through foot injury throughout the season, but he looks right today. And Navy is now level. Coletti gets a critical win here for Army.
You mentioned it. Skowniak was on the second midfield last week. I mean, couldn't play a whole game.
And there, Army comes right back. Big win for Coletti. The low shot gets through.
And Nick Turn, the All-American Player of the Year candidate, with the proper response. A look again. Coletti's ability to control that ball, shovels it, a missed ground ball, and this is honestly maybe Ryan's first kind of misstep. Not sure he's expecting that shot just yet. Nick Turn drops the stick head low, and a bit of a worn burner down the turf here at Mikey Stadium, and Army and Joe Alberici back on top.
Boy, how about the effort from the freshman face-off guy, Coletti? Just kind of sling it to a teammate. It did get to Nick Turn. Now he's got back-to-back wins here to try to level off the face-off battle a bit. And last week he was so strong. 19 of 28 at Cornell. Single game ground ball record, 17 in that contest for the Black Knights, and added
to press a defense.
Again, after Navy worked so hard to tie it, 2 goals in 47 seconds, and a multi-goal advantage for the Black Knights again. Off the violation, control for Army one more time.
Well, that's to work against them.
Tolker, first Navy freshman to have 4 hat tricks in a season since Tucker Hull in 2011, but those were all in the front half of the schedule. Been trying to break out of late. Maybe that will get him going even more in the goal category.
Hold for the last shot if you're Navy. It's into the occasion. It's what you need from your best player offensively.
That ground ball off the face-off just right there for Zach Snyder to gobble it up, and the junior from Drexel Hill, PA, doesn't. Possession Navy. And a chance to eat. Just tuning in, football player for Navy and focused on football last year, shifting over to lacrosse at the end of football season, instilling on team meetings and those things during spring football practice, but focused on the field on lacrosse after foot into the game. 19 now in the season. And Navy with its first lead since scoring the first goal of the game. Army trying to counter, and that's Fairbanks who deflected it away out of the stick of Nick Turn. Big pile up here in front of the Navy goal. And leads to his 18th goal of the season, and Navy has a multi-goal edge in this contest for the first time all afternoon. 3 in 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Been a part of the formula for having the lead here, and they've got to cut out the turnovers though. The midshipmen. Army's feasting off of those.
Crowd excitement, 1-goal game, huge win. Nate Hammond face-off wise, but turned right over for the Mids. The game tire at 10 with 6:32 left to go. Battle between these programs, 2 of the top 5 in wins all time in college lacrosse. Army 4th all time with 822. Navy 5th all time with 820. And deadlocked here down the stretch. Could we be ticketed to overtime?
Blair Field here at Mikey Stadium.
Able to work it. Gets his 12th of the season. 3 goals in 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Coletti comes up clutch. The freshman with a face-off win.
Slow start to this game for Coletti, but he's responded.
Coming off his first hat trick since his freshman year with 3 last weekend against Lafayette, now delivers the game tire here.
massive face-off, because if you get possession, you can hold to 30 seconds or so on the clock.
Scramble for it. Pryor. Snyder. Out of bounds.
A little conference here.
Navy ball.
Wow.
Navy and Army will play on here in overtime. 4 minutes on the clock. First goal wins. If still tied, we'll have 4-minute periods until we get a goal. And again, we had this scenario in the last Army win in the rivalry 2019 in Annapolis. Matt Manown had the overtime game winner, Joe Albarisi, and the Black Knights.
That was Navy's last overtime game as a program, but just to get to this point, impressive afternoon from the Mids, but it means nothing if you don't get that W.
And again, it's the first overtime game for Army since that meeting against the Mids. Critical face-off battle. It'll belong to Navy.
Interesting call. Legal procedure. Yeah, it was Coletti lost his stick and was trying to kick at the ball. You can't play without your stick, so the ball goes to the Mids here. The chance